All right, welcome in 8th grade. So, we're going to have a quick little video today, shorter than I wanted to, but that's okay because we've already talked about this stuff plenty inside the Zoom meeting. You should be working on this right now in your review 3. And on top of that, you should already be aware of a few of these things. We're just trying to deepen your knowledge and understanding. So, this video is going to pertain to review 3. In review 3, we're talking about how to represent data and how to analyze data. Now, I've told you in the previous bonus video that when you're analyzing something, you're breaking down a unit into parts of a unit. So you're normally going to have two units put together. Okay, we call that a ratio. On the other side, when you have data, that is generalizations completely. So you can call anything data and you can model anything, but how you look or view or analyze that data, that's where you get into your specifics. So in the case here, we have 4 different ways to view data. And in each way, these are still represented as a graph. So no matter what, if you're representing information, we're going to call it a graph. Now, I have what is called a line graph. And you can know it's a line graph because, not the line, because you have what is called scattered plots. Okay? In other words, you got a bunch of points in a bunch of different spaces, okay, kind of like connect the dots. So when you have all of these random data points, there's normally a way to connect them all. And that's what this graph is for. This graph is for connecting small pieces of information and creating a larger understanding. So this title is called Total Items Sold Each Month. That means if you wanted to analyze this further, you can turn each month into a week. You can turn the weeks into days. You can turn the days into hours. You can turn the months into half of years, decades. So this unit month is what is going to be changing throughout this graph. Every month, there's going to be a different set of data. Now, on this side, you have the unit. So fundraiser items sold, I have 1,200 units sold, 600 units sold, 100 units sold. And again, here's going to be your analytics. How are you going to be piecing this unit apart? How am I going to be piecing this unit apart? So the reason why I say it that way is because you can analyze things into a bigger category or to a smaller category. And that's what you're going to see with these two graphs. This is called a bar graph. This is a circle graph. So the reason why you can analyze things into a bigger sense is you can change the value. Here I have pizza. It says it's 15%, okay, of my pie. Over here, I have pizza, same color, but instead of saying 15%, it says we sold 150. That's the big difference between analyzing graphs. When you have a way to represent the data, you need to have a way to interpret the data. And in this case, we're interpreting by numerical value. Over here, we're interpreting by percentages. Over here in a pictograph, it's a picture graph. So we're representing the same information, okay, but in the form of a picture. Now, the major difference between these 3 graphs here is that this deals with a single unit. Instead of just saying months, we're just looking at everything that happened in December. So in this case, this is where December lies. Okay? In this case, this is all December. In this case, this is all December. In this case, these are all December. But this, only this line is December. So we took this point and then we turned it into this now. Okay? And then you took this point and you can turn it into this, or you take this point, you can turn it into this. So that's what this whole purpose is. The way you represent your data is going to show you different ways to analyze the data. And if we take this one point here, we got 1, 2, 3 different ways to analyze it. Okay? When you're analyzing things with a picture, you have to have a scale. It says each icon equals 50 items sold. So, if each icon equals 50, this must be 50. Since it's 2 times 50, now this must be 100 candles. And if you look, it says candles. How many did you sell in December? It says 100. So, this is how we're going to be looking through your data. You're going to have a lot more ways to view stuff. For instance, in your review 3, you should have double bar graphs in there. So 2 pieces of information being analyzed. You might have double line graph. You might have what is called a histogram. A histogram is continual data. So instead of it just being December, you would have January right next to it, and then February and March, and there will be no spaces. Okay, you can have an intermediary graph, which shows you 2 opposing line graphs, okay, showing the trends in opposite directions. So, what you should take from this video is there's lots of different ways to represent data, and then there's lots of different ways to interpret data, which will be called analyzation. And in your class this year, you're going to be utilizing graphs to help you do so. All right, I'll see you next time.